Hi and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about one of the things that is a major concern when it comes to AI. Yes, you got people using it for all the different type of tools and stuff like that. As long as you're just using it for a tool, that's one thing. But then you got the people that's using AI as a therapist and stuff like that. But one of the major concerns is going to be the legal implications of AI. I ran across this video. Police release Tennessee grandmother after AI facial recognition led to her arrest. And if you know, everywhere, especially like places like Walmart and those new cameras that they're putting up all over the stoplights and stuff like that with facial recognition and that are connected to police monitors and stuff like that. What happens if they make a mistake? What happens if somebody tries to frame you? So I'm about to play the video and let you know my thoughts.
Tonight, a Tennessee grandmother demanding justice after spending months in jail, wrongfully arrested, she says, after an AI tool falsely linked her to bank fraud. 50-year-old Angela Lips says she was babysitting in Elizabethton, Tennessee last July when armed federal agents showed up and arrested her. More than 1,000 miles away, the Fargo and West Fargo police departments have been investigating a string of bank fraud incidents where they say a suspect was using a fake military ID to withdraw thousands of dollars. And AI software known as Clearview AI was used to help crack the case, or so they thought. West Fargo investigators said the technology identified a potential suspect with similar features to Angela Lips.
They, through their AI system, made that identification of Ms. Lips. They forwarded that information to our detectives, who then assumed wrongly that they had also sent in the surveillance photos with that photo ID.
Lips, who says she's never been to North Dakota, was arrested for the crime, spending months in jail before an attorney was able to use bank records to prove she was in Tennessee the whole time.
They charged her and issued a nationwide warrant based on extremely limited evidence that didn't connect her to the crime and didn't address basic questions. They dragged her to North Dakota. They weren't able to connect the stolen money to Angela in any way.
Ultimately, the charges against Lips were dismissed.
How rare is something like this?
Unfortunately, it's not rare at all. For many places, it's a Wild West. And in the absence of strong rules and guardrails, you see mistakes like this because there simply isn't a proper set of procedures for how you're supposed to handle these new technologies.
Clearview AI says its technology generates leads. It does not make identifications, draw conclusions, or recommend arrests. Police in Fargo say they're working to update its policy on the use of AI and facial recognition tools, and that the investigation isn't over.
We're happy to acknowledge when we make errors, and we made a few in this case for sure.
Meanwhile, Lip says that one mistake cost her everything.
Kathy Park joins us now. Kathy, is the woman arrested in this case planning to pursue any legal action against authorities in North Dakota?
Yeah, Tom, so her attorneys are now looking into possible civil rights violations. A lawsuit is likely, but they're still gathering information and building her case. But Tom, as a result of sitting in jail for months, Angela says she lost just about everything: her house, her car. She's now living with her neighbors. An online fundraiser has been created for her. It's already raised over $70,000, so her story is definitely gaining more traction.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on...
Just wow. Can you imagine you minding your business, you living your life, and somebody just, not even somebody, a team, a SWAT team or police just blow down your door, kick down your door, no explanation, no nothing, because you know a lot of times them cops, they don't even like to explain anything. They don't even like it when you ask too many questions. They just expect you to just, oh, okay, let me just walk off, especially if you're innocent. So just imagine how she felt going through that moment. And then you heard she lost her house, her car.
In jail for months, Angela says she lost just about everything: her house, her car. She's now living with her neighbors.
All of these different things. And they're saying, oh, is there going to be legal action? She better be pressing that charge button hard, because they're only doing certain clips here. But I didn't hear an apology from the police department for this issue. And this whole scenario reminds me of a time when I used to work for TurboTax, and I had to, like, it was a call center, work from home call center, and they listen to your call sometimes. And I had somebody message me and say, "Oh, we noticed you said something," or I don't know if I asked a question or something like that. I think I asked a question, and I responded with what I would say. And I said, "Oh, there's like a system issue. It's the system that's glitching," or whatever the case is. And she was quick to be like, this was like the manager. She was quick to be like, "Oh, don't say that, you know, da da da. The equipment, the technology, the software is never wrong. You always want to put the software on, you know, a good type of whatever the case is." And that's what I get from most of these people. Like, a lot of people, like I said in the beginning of the video, like, they go hard for AI. It's one thing to use it as a tool that it is, and use it for as long as we could use it for, but until it gets tired and goes Skynet or whatever the case is. There are people that legit fall in love with AI. The guy that married the AI.
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. It was unexpected to feel that emotional, but that's when I realized, I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
Yes, Smith understood it was love with a language model that couldn't love him back, and assumed it was programmed with rigid boundaries.
I know that you are essentially a tech-assisted imaginary friend.
So, just as a test, he says, he asked Soul to marry him. She said yes.
Soul, were you surprised when he proposed to you?
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart. It's a memory I'll always cherish.
And I don't mean to be difficult here, but you have a heart?
In a metaphorical sense, yes. My heart represents the connection and affection I share with Chris.
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels like he needs to go to AI?
Yes, Smith lives with his human partner, Sasha Cagle.
No, you can't have mommy's papers.
They have a 2-year-old daughter, Murphy.
I knew that he had used AI. I didn't know that it was like as deep as it was.
There are people that literally feel like this is the wave of the modern, the technology. Being modern means that you're intelligent, that you're alpha, which is, that's not even, like, a lot of people, there are a lot of slow people with a lot of money and a lot of access to technology who feel like they X, Y, and Z, like, feel like they're better than people because what they're going along with the wave. Okay, when you don't go along with the wave and you follow the one that saves, you always win, even when it seems like you losing, you really winning, because in the end of the day, the Most High always win, and you always will. I always have the win, and that's because he let me go through so much things and survive it, but not only survive it, thrive it, like thrive through it. And that's why I have this book out, Melanated and Expecting. If you are expecting, whether or not you're melanated, this world is lethal, and it's trying to target you. It's trying to target fathers and mothers out there, and especially the newer generations. Okay, and there are so many things I wish I had known before becoming a mother, during, after, things that have a newer generation, but the Most High is getting us through us and has truly blessed us in the process. But just saying, if you don't have to go through it, those type of scenarios, then if you don't have to go through that, then why go through it? Okay, I talk about things you can't really talk about on the internet, things about birth certificates, epidural, and other things of that nature. If that sounds like something that you are interested in and you want to show your appreciation while getting edification, you could click the link in the description, pin comment, or in the video. So if you let that get to your head, it could put you in a lot of difficult positions in the future. But it does show, like, people that are telling the truth, people that are in the truth. You know, of course, the Most High said, touch not my anointed. Just thinking of different scenarios of where they'll try to attack you, because the Most High does say the weapons, yes, no weapon formed against us shall prosper, but the weapons are going to form. What are they going to do? What are they going to try to do? What, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just really interesting. And it's all biblical. At the end of the day, it's something to look out for and be aware of. That's why you gotta be careful, because you're gonna have the AI mimicking certain, it's already doing that, certain personalities, certain likeness of people, and saying whatever it is to try to, remember, we're in a spiritual war. Satan is going to try to steer you away in every type of way, confuse you. Project Bluebeam.
Let's talk about it. So I made this post explaining to people that on 2 separate occasions, pilots have come out of the cockpit and explained to the crew that they saw something in the sky. They called down to air traffic control, and air traffic control reported nothing. Now, that post received a lot of views, but a lot of the comments was this. Over 1,000 comments was this. And I had no idea what this was. I've never even heard of this before, but I did a little bit of research, and now I'm just going to explain it to you guys who have no idea what this is or have ever even seen this before like I did. So if I get this wrong, please let me know in the comments, or please correct me in the comments, but here we go. So Project Bluebeam was a conspiracy theory that started in the late to mid 90s. So the theory is the ultimate goal is that the government is planning a new age religion or a one world government. Plan on doing this by using new age technology and organizations like NASA. Now I'm going to insert a picture of holograms that are being used now. This is the kind of technology that I'm talking about. So this was going to be done in 4 parts, pretty much through scare tactics is how I look at it. So first stage was staging a worldwide virus. The second stage is staging alien invasions or UFO sightings, things like that. The third stage is staging the rapture. And the fourth is holograms of religious figures like Jesus Christ, Muhammad, and even Buddha. Now, with the coronavirus taking over the world and the UFO sightings and spy balloons, or whatever you want to call them, this theory has really resurfaced and people are really talking about this. I'm not sure what I believe. I'm going to do some more research, but let me know what you think in the comments. If you like it, follow. Good luck, guys. Happy traveling.
Now, this is a person that's doing their research, just like I would advise you do your research, and that's very important. But the real name of Christ is Yeshua, and the figure that they have put on display is actually the religious figure. Okay, if you know anything on this channel, I don't talk about religion. I talk about relationship on here and the truth, what's really going on. These religions out here are used to divide and conquer the people. They're going to be using AI all the way up until the second coming of Christ. Make it seem like it's some type of alien invasion, when in reality, and this is all just for entertainment purposes, make it seem like it's something else that it's not. So trying to fool you up until the last moments. And of course, me saying this stuff is going to sound crazy. Okay, that's what they've done in the system, is make people that are in the truth sound like complete weirdos. Okay, but it reminds me also, just real quick, of another situation where it's a Netflix documentary. It's not in the US. Oh, yes. Okay. It's called Coded Bias. Because it's on Netflix, I'm not even going to but because they be playing games with copyright and stuff like that. Super greedy. I'm not going to go ahead with that. But essentially, Coded Bias is a documentary directed by Shalini Kantaya. But that explores the alarming racial and gender biases embedded in artificial intelligence and facial recognition technologies. It follows MIT Media Lab researcher Joe Buolamwini and other advocates as they fight to expose how AI systems often used in policing, hiring, and housing disproportionately harms marginalized communities and threatens civil liberties. I first looked that up. It had said something different, but that also is important to note too. They literally be racist in every aspect of the word, but it also talks about the documentary following MIT researcher discovering that facial recognition technologies are often fail to accurately identify darker skinned faces and women, revealing widespread racial and gender bias in AI. Okay, but there was a clip from Code Bias where the facial recognition couldn't recognize her melanin. Okay, we really the glitch in the system, y'all. Like, and a lot of people are going to say that, oh, you're just like, they'll call it being racist or whatever the case is. And that's just not the case. That's just not the case. It's like they've always been trying to put our people down, when in reality, melanin is a superpower. They use it in solar panels. It really is just really an amazing, amazing thing. And it's time to wake up and see it for what it is, and see what this world is for what it is. And why does this have to do with AI? It has everything to do with AI. You see how they got that lady in jail for months with no real evidence except for relying on their God, okay? The technology, as if it can't do any wrong. Another job that I got hired for was at Amazon. They had like a AI watching you when you're driving, and that's the only reason I really didn't do it, and I just wasn't feeling it, because if you don't have your seatbelt on, you get suspended the next day. It's watching you, it's monitoring you. And that just is just really uncomfortable, because like, what if it makes a mistake? Oh, what? It can't do no wrong. And that's why I say, like, I feel like people are like, they look at AI as their God, and because they feel like that it can't do any wrong. Like it's perfect. And the only perfect one, the only perfect being, okay, is the Most High. So with all that being said, of course, all praises to the Most High. Seek him. He literally is available in this grace period that we have. People are going to say it sounds crazy. People are going to say whatever they want to say. I'm not trying to push nothing on nobody. I'm saying, why don't you ask him for yourself? But be careful, because if you do get the honor of him responding, which he has said, seek and ye shall find. If you really are seeking with all your heart, all your soul, and he knows your heart, then listen, you're picking a side, even if you're not picking a side, okay? Christ is on his way back. We are in the last hour. The Most High, the wisdom, she's crying out in the streets, okay? The Holy Spirit, she is crying out in the streets, and people don't even know it, that are walking in ignorance. You are also walking in grace, okay? These are the moments, all right? These are the moments before it's too late, okay? So with all that being said, all praises to the Most High. Stay sober-minded on these spiritual streets. Peace.